What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Daily Macro Update for Monday, September 22nd. Taking a look at Bitcoin miner stocks. This is the Bitcoin mining ETF WGMI making new all-time highs here. And this thing has been a rocket for the month of September, really picking up over the past week or so. And yeah, I mean, this is a pretty amazing chart here. Just in the past 2 weeks, it's up over 50%. And so, this is just one of the many bullish trends that, you should be a part of. And if not, you need to get better. But despite a lot of the bearish sentiment that's out there, you can still find a lot of these, different, asset classes and sectors that are performing well in industries. But what's interesting is that, this is very different from the actual Bitcoin chart. And so this is something that is, definitely not usual, but it's happening. So yeah, you got to make sure that you're rolling with the punches and making sure that you're staying invested where there is bullish trends. With that being said, I did buy some Bitcoin today, having a little bit of a price drop here due to $1.6 billion in a single day for long liquidations. This is the largest long squeeze, I think, in the past few years or in the past year or so. So I mean, yeah, that's one of the main reasons for this sell-off here. Because if we actually take a look, let me bring up volume here. Yeah, so if you actually bring up the volume chart, even though it is a decent amount of volume today, it's definitely not a huge spike in sell volume, right? So big opportunity to buy some Bitcoin up here, but I wasn't slamming it. I was definitely just putting in just a little bit here. And so one of the main reasons why is because we continue to notice how the central bank liquidity has had a very large deceleration due to the drying up of the reverse repo facility, the reshoring of the Treasury General account, and then also you have bank reserves dropping. So, I mean, you could have some more potential headwinds in the medium term due to this liquidity dynamic, but we'll see. I mean, it seems like a lot of things are converging at the same time. And I definitely think that, this huge drop off in liquidity could potentially provide some headwinds towards the current bullish market. We'll see. Still not going to say, oh my gosh, freak out mode, because that's going to cause everything to panic sell off. It's not what I'm saying. But you got to pay attention to some trend shifts if they start happening here in the next month or so. But S&P 500 new all-time highs today. Man, it doesn't seem like anything is stopping this market right now. Still pretty crazy how there's a lot of people who remain bearish. I don't know how. I guess when this thing goes up by another 20%, maybe people will stop being bearish. Pretty surprising how that's even happening. But yeah, I mean, we're still remaining in a very risk on type of environment. With that being said, though, you will probably have some more inflationary problems from now for the next couple months. And, we can see that happening with the 5-year break-even inflation rate. Another update here today. So more of the same. I would recommend people check out our Sunday macro wrap-up from last night, the live stream, as it goes into more detail with that. Not really too much on the macro front today. Tomorrow is more of an involved day because we get both flash manufacturing and services PMI. We get the Richmond Fed manufacturing index, and then also too, you have Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking at 12:35, and so we'll be going live for that tomorrow. Instead of going live normally at 3:45 p.m. So just make a note of that tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be going live during that time. But not too much of an update today. Pretty much what we've been seeing over the past, couple days post meeting. Bond yields are still having a bounce from the low of the trading range and getting close to being back within the range from what our team calls the stagflationary ping pong, going between 4.2 and 4.5%. But yeah, I mean, this is just exactly what we saw this time last year when the Fed cut by 50 basis points during the September Fed meeting. And then rates did the exact opposite. They didn't go down at all. They went up because the Fed is cutting into stickier inflation or even more resilient growth. But with that, we'll go ahead and get into some questions here. Still low volatility. How do I know inflation is probably going to be an issue? Well, you have silver and gold at the same time, just completely going vertical here. So, normally precious metals, gold and silver do not do this unless you're going to have an inflationary problem. And so, yeah, I mean, we are in some pretty crazy times right now, I would say. Last week we were talking about buying some gold on this dip here, so hopefully you guys were doing that because looks like gold is just gave that 2-day opportunity and it's resuming its crazy trend here. So yeah, I really hope people are invested. That's all I'll say about that. I mean, man. Solana having a little bit of a correction here. I did buy some at 220. Maybe I'll buy some more here after the show. But pretty decent volume today on this bearish candle. We'll see if it's able to close above 215 here. But let me go ahead and also bring up the ranges for Solana. Yeah, so it's still, if it's able to have the ability to close above 210, I think, it should be okay and maintain its trend here. But I mean, just looking back, I mean, take a look. You finally are getting a opportunity on Solana right here. But with that, we'll go ahead and open it up for some questions here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday wherever you are. Any thoughts on Alibaba? We can take a look at that here. What are my thoughts on something that has gone up by over 35% in the past 30 days? I would say bullish. But with that being said, it is at and near the top end of the trading range. So definitely would not be buying here, right? You would definitely want to wait on more of a stark correction, Not sure when that's going to happen, what magnitude, or at what price that's going to get to. But all I know is that it's near the top end of the trading range. And I don't buy things, or my team and I don't buy things when things pump to the top end of the trading range. That's just not a rule that, or that's just a rule that we follow. SoundHound, all these AI companies, yeah, lots of things having a great day today. So I mean, again, if you're not invested at this point, I'm not sure what you're doing because if you're just sitting in cash, then your stuff is just getting eroded away by inflation. Okay, that's the point of investing at this point, is to just go to combat with the central banks as well as the government, who are just completely wasting away your purchasing power. Yeah, so with the government doing its massive deficit spending and the Fed cutting rates, that's obviously both the monetary policy and fiscal policy coming together to stimulate. No, it's not a surprise when you have both powers coming together to stimulate the markets that you have, Bitcoin miners, Bitcoin mining stocks, you have altcoins going crazy, you have assets at the far end of the risk spectrum going crazy, all these AI hype stocks. Yeah, we're in full-blown risk on mode. Party on. I wonder what inflation will do. Could you please take a look at silver trading ranges? I mean, we can take a look at silver here. Yeah, we can take a look at the trading ranges. Let's see. we go. Yeah, so for SLV, this is blasted through the top end of the trading range. So yeah, great day to sell some. Is the trading range indicator free? No, it is not. That is for our Macro Optics um, partnership circle members only. So if you'd like a license for the trading ranges, you have to be in our partnership circle. But if you want some more information on that, you can book a call with me, and we can just go over everything. You don't have to make a decision. It's really just for us to have a discussion. So if you are interested in having a discussion, just send me a DM and I'll shoot you my calendar link. You can also just go to macro-optics.kit.com and you can find my schedule there as well. KO, Procter. Let's see, which one is better? I mean, Coca-Cola is bearish trend, so definitely not buying that. And Procter and Gamble is also bearish trend, so I wouldn't buy either of those two. I have 60 to 70% invested. The rest is in high yield savings. My fear is that we're at the top of everything, yet it keeps going up. Yeah, I'm not sure why people are fearful that it's the top. I mean, it's not really looking like that's going to stop anytime soon when you have both, again, central banks as well as the government stimulating the economy at the same time. So instead of being fearful of the top, I'd recommend implementing a process where you can, start trimming or pruning, when things get a little bit overheated so that you can buy back on a little bit of a correction if you're, fearful. If you're over leveraged, probably is making you a little uncomfortable. I can't give you direct financial advice, but what I can say and emphasize is you should definitely learn a process where you can risk manage your capital better, even during these bullish times, because there's no point in being fearful or trying to think that the top is in, because that means that things can just keep on going as we're seeing right now. So Ed Ray 3, if you have any questions on that, again, you can always just book a call with me and we can go over everything. Are altcoins a good buy here? Altcoin season is coming or already done? I mean, who knows? It's been really Ethereum season as well as DeFi season. Ethereum actually just went neutral trend in our model. So no longer buying Ethereum, but you still have a lot of different coins that are performing well. One of the ones that I can just feature here that is on the list for our team, one is called IP or Story Protocol. Let's see here. Yeah, I can just pull it up here. So this one was added to our list. Let me just see at what price again. Give you guys a little bit of a feature of the stuff that we do for our digital assets in our group here. One second. Here we go. So yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of a reference point here. This is within our partnership circle, just to give you guys a look. This was on August 12th at 11:25 in the morning. We added IP at around $5.80 via Coinbase. And then ever since that date, let's see. computer's a little freezy. What was it, August 20th? Yeah, so a nice little 141% gain on that dip. So, yeah, this is one that's been doing pretty well. We have a whole bunch of others that are on our list as well. So, I mean, again, if you guys want not only just, ideas about macro as well as stocks and bonds, but we also talk about cryptocurrencies. But IP is an example of one of the altcoins that our team has liked, and it really is continuing higher here. I was taking some profits on that today, but it's near the top end of the trading range. So, do not chase this. That's for sure. NVIDIA today is looking like a good time to add more. Let's see. I haven't actually looked at NVIDIA. No. Why would you add more on a green day? Why would you add more when it's just pumped nearly 4%? Don't chase. Don't chase. The day to add was last week on September 17th. So, no, this is not a good time to add more. This is a good time to sell some after you bought some last week. If you didn't buy some last week, don't chase. If you missed this, then be patient. Wait for a red day, not financial advice. People don't like to buy when it's on a dip. People like to buy when it's already at the top end of the trading range for some reason. All right, let's see. We can take a look at some of the questions here on TikTok, and then I do have to get to another reading here. Gold and platinum are bullish. Yeah, platinum's bullish for sure. Gold better be bullish on your model. Is Bitcoin bullish? Yes. All right. Appreciate all the questions there. What are your opinions on covered calls as a passive income source? I know some people who do it, so yeah, I mean, I know some people do, like they sell options in order to generate some passive income, collecting that premium up front. I don't specifically do it, but I know some people who do. So if it works for you, great. How about FLNG? I don't even know what that is. This looks like it's about to close and break trend. So no, not something I would be looking at right now. But who knows? There's better marine shippers that are out there. All right. Could this be a good time to buy some Bitcoin? Yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show here, I did take this opportunity to add some more Bitcoin, but what I was saying for context was like I didn't like ape into it, but I did add some here. So we'll see what happens. Still, the one thing that I have some reservations about is that net central bank liquidity has broken its trend. And if this starts to decline here, that could be a real big problem for crypto markets. So yeah, net central bank liquidity is on the decline. And that's pretty much what Bitcoin has been tracking over the past since 2022. But all right, last couple questions here. Do you ever look at financials? Yeah, fundamental analysis is important for sure. BTE. Yeah, this looks like a bullish trend for sure. Yeah, I mean, this looks like something that's pretty good. Integrated oil, interesting. Yeah, yeah, BTE, definitely a bullish trend. What do you think about Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft could make a move here. It is in bullish trend, so we'll see what happens. All right. With that, we'll go ahead and end it there. I appreciate everyone for joining. If you guys have any questions, you can shoot us a DM. But we will catch you with tomorrow's daily macro update. But just make a note that we're going to be going live for this right here. Tomorrow is the GPCC Economic Outlook luncheon, where at 12:35 they're going to have Jerome Powell come on and speak. And so we'll be live streaming that at that time. Since he comes on at 12:35, let me see exactly. What's tomorrow? Okay, yeah. So that's at 12:35. We'll go ahead and let's start at 12:20 because that'll give us 15 minutes to just review over the market outlook a little bit midday. So yeah, I'll make a post though, and we can start tomorrow at 12:20, 15 minutes before Powell comes on the stage there. But I appreciate everyone for joining. Have a great rest of your Monday, and I will catch you on tomorrow's daily macro update.